the halfway point of this year at more sales than he had for last year. So he's got tools because he was in the same place that some of you guys are at, and he figured out a way to increase more than double is what he's going to end up of what he got last year. So let's
financially, I mean, because there's going to be pay bumps involved in financing, like he's not just going to double his sales, like he's probably going to triple or 4x his income. So
thank you for that introduction. Welcome to my training. Hello everybody, good to see you. This is my first training, guys. I'm super new at this, so take it easy on me. I'm going to talk today about breaking.
We're getting a million views on this video.
A million views. I'm going to talk today about breaking preoccupation and building rapport. So I'll be upfront with you guys. One of the things that I've always tried to improve at this job, it's not my strong suit, is like beating through objections. I know some of you guys are naturals at that. You're like Kyle. Is just so good at just like kicking people's objections out of the way. Me,
Stealing your wives.
stealing their wives too. For me, like the way I've always kind of operated, I tend to try to build that rapport with people so I don't have to fight off 1,000 objections. If you guys can master both skills, building rapport and defeating objections, you'll be able to sell. You'll increase that sales funnel. You'll be able to sell to way more people. But I can help you with the rapport building part. And so, yeah, we'll look at a couple ways you can. The main thing that we want to do off the bat, guys, when they come out, these people basically have like an ice shield around them, right? They're in NPC mode, okay? They are programmed. They are thinking about literally anything else but you, this annoying like blue man on their doorstep with this dorky little hat that says ADT on it. If they're an old person, literally they've been there 37 years, you literally may be the 100th door-to-door salesman that's come to their door. They don't even like, in their mind, they don't even recognize you as a human being. Like legit. Yeah. You're a walking advertisement to them. And so when you roll up to their door, anything you can do that separates you from the other 99 door-to-door guys they've had, anything you can do that's wacky and just kind of like shakes them out of it, guys, that's going to get you way further than if you just go straight into the pitch. Because that triggers that sales resistance that Lamont mentioned before. Sales resistance is when a person has that reflex, oh, I'm being sold, I'm being sold, and they will freak out. Guys, have you ever had it where you've been having a normal conversation with someone on the doorstep, and then you say something, right? You have some word like sales vocab buzzword, like you even just say ADT, or you say system, and you watch them freak out and they run back inside and slam the door. Who's had that happen to them?
Oh yeah.
Me? And it's like in Skyrim, you pick the wrong dialogue option and then the NPC like starts attacking you. It's like that. You pick the wrong dialogue option, their sales resistance kicked in, and now they run back inside the house. So what we want to do off the bat, we want to use, we want to find a way that we can break through that programming and get them out of NPC mode back into like human mode. And so I'll share a couple icebreakers that I use to break that programming. And I'm sure you guys have some of your own that you use as well. I wrote down a couple. Let me grab one for you.
One that Coop shared with me, like he had one of his sales last year. He had a guy come out, and he was just washing the dishes, and he was like wearing gloves and an apron, latex gloves, and he's like, "Oh, do you need help burying the body? You're all dressed up," or something like that.
Burying the dead body in the backyard.
And the guy like looked at him, laughed, and then like lay down.
Lay down, complete lay down. And he literally told me, like, that's why I listened to you. It was so left field, and I actually thought it was so funny that I kind of wanted to hear you out. So. Yeah, burying a dead body.
I'm using that. So how they come out with gloves, but I'm using that. That's so much.
End of training. Another one I like to use. Thanks, Jeff. Another one I like to use is any tattoo they have at all. Guys, I sell so many people with tats. It's simple. I just say, hey, I love your ink. if they've got a couple, like, I'll be like, hey, I love your ink, what's your fave? You know? What's your favorite one?
Yeah, that's the most.
Guys, it is so money because the kind of person that gets a tattoo, they're an outward expressor, right? They're an exhibitionist, and so you're commenting on the thing that they're exhibiting. And like, Robbie, what is that tattoo? It's got the, I think I asked you about it. Yeah.
It's a memorial for my dad. He passed away.
See, it's important. It's important to it.
Spike ball nunchuck.
Spike ball nunchuck.
But they love, guys, people with tats love talking about them. There's usually a story there. There's usually a tale.
I hate talking about my dad.
Kyle's the exception. But yeah, I've sold so many people just starting with that icebreaker. It's very disarming and they really appreciate the compliment, and you get them talking about themselves, which is the ultimate way to disarm somebody. Does anybody have any ones they really like? Keith?
So I got a question for you. When you get them talking about themselves, how you pull them back to where you want them to be?
I just try to be natural with it, and you know, obviously we don't want to go on a 30-minute tangent, but like, if I'm calm and relaxed and I'm dominant, I'm not like worried that like I'm just trying to let a natural conversation form. I'm trying to pick things up while I'm talking to them, so I'm qualifying them in my head. So I'm gauging the viability of the sale, and as it's going through. So it's like I'm trying to figure out what is their job, what is probably their credit score, and all this kind of stuff. Just talking, so that I'm kind of like, you know, I'm not investing too much time into someone that doesn't pan out. I do think that we err too much on the side of being scared that a time vampire is going to waste our time. Guys, some people, to get their business, you're just going to have to build that rapport. And so you've got to do the time investment, and it is a risk. You may put 25, 30, 40 minutes into someone, and then it doesn't pan out. But
2 hours in.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes it doesn't pan out for something out of your control. The thing you can control is trying to figure out, are they going to qualify? Are they the homeowner? Do they probably have passing credit before you get to that? That's where your biggest time waste is you spend 50 minutes talking to a 575, and you can probably work out what their credit score is if you're just listening, looking at the driveway, how do they take care of the house. If their yard looks like trash, guys, honestly, you can pretty much tell credit score by how nice someone's yard is a lot of the time. Really, it's a pretty good, how well people take care of their stuff is a pretty good indicator. Kyle, what was your question?
No, I was gonna add an icebreaker.
Yeah, go for it.
Like if they have a dog, I'll always say like, "Oh, are you
Yes.
the boss, or is it the dog who's barking at me?"
Dog. Guys, there are so many things you can do with the
I
dog.
say, I don't know if it wants to kiss me or bite me.
Yeah, people love that.
Stupid stuff.
Guys, if their dog escapes and runs out, I will always just like bend down and just ignore them for like 20 seconds. Just be like, oh my gosh, I love your dog. Blah, 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 blah. Guys,
I did that.
I have sold so many people, and the interaction started with me just loving on their dog, because dogs are really good at sensing body language, and if you're like a cool person or you're an a-hole, and if the dog likes you and trusts you, they're gonna like you and trust you too. It's that simple, especially women. They love seeing men be gentle with dogs. Does anyone have anything else?
I think an important thing with icebreaking, Cooper hit it on the nail earlier, was the part where they don't see you as a human.
Yeah,
And I know, like,
they don't.
for me, I don't have any crazy icebreakers or anything like that, but I definitely let people know that I'm human. And it's like, when I ask them, how are you doing, and they don't answer, I'm like, so,
Yeah, yeah,
good? So,
Yeah.
like, good?
yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, good, what do you
Yeah.
want? And I'm like,
Okay.
well, I'm doing good too, thank you for asking.
Yeah.
And then, like,
That's
but
really
it
good.
just snaps you, like, I'm a human.
Yeah, they literally, guys, they don't even realize they're talking to another human being.
Or if they ask me, like, and if they do ask me how I'm doing, then they ask me, how are you doing? I'm like, man, a lot better in the shape. All my recordings is a lot better in the shape, thank you for asking.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
now I'm all of a sudden a human, I'm not a door-to-door guy.
Yeah. Huh?
One that I use, like if they're like, "What do you want?" I'll be like, "Oh, well, I mean, it would be nice if you could turn the temperature down out here."
Yeah, that's a good
Or
one.
if they have like, I always look at their doormats, or if they have like things. If it's like, "Oh, welcome to the shit show," and be like, "Oh, I'm at the shit show. I hope I'm at the right place." Or like,
Yeah.
if they're like, "Welcome, hope you brought wine," be like, "I'm here, but I didn't bring wine."
Yeah.
Just use something unique that's on their house,
Yeah.
and then like they'll laugh anytime.
Yeah.
And they're gonna listen to you. even for just 10 or 15 more seconds.
They have like established by and then their family name. Oh, you know through the keeper? Oh yeah, I use the cheat sheet right
Yeah,
there.
I use that one.
Yeah.
And then like, yesterday I was talking to the big fat guy, and he had like a, yeah, hey Mr. Fat. But no, he had like a chair, it said 350 pound,
Hey,
it had like 350 pound big easy max capacity or
Wow.
whatever. And I was like, oh man, I was wondering who the big chair was for. It must be you, huh? And it's like, oh yeah, you're fat.
and guys, and sometimes
Don't laugh at it though, you know?
yeah, I mean, yeah, guys, like, here's the thing, if you make a wacky or funny joke and they don't find it funny, you probably weren't gonna sell them anyway, they're probably like, uptight, butthole. I had a lady the other day, she's like, yeah, like, what do you want? Like, who do you work for? I was like, I work for the Muffin Man. And she was like, yeah, she's gonna do that anyway. That's, yeah. So, yeah, anything in the yard, yeah, like, especially if that have that family nameplate. I sold a family the 10 pennies the other day. I had a big fancy nameplate that said 10 penny. I don't be like, hey, you must be Mr. 10 penny. I like saying that, Mr. 10 penny. It sounds like you sound like the Monopoly guy. It's like, yeah, that's me.
Anytime they have like their name outside, I'm like, oh, what's up, Mr. Martin? Like,
Yeah.
for a high five.
Mr. Martin.
It's instead of like a handshake, it's
They
a
love
high
it.
five. It's like you're like their friend.
They love it. Anything in the yard, guys, that is significant or unique, comment on it. They really like that. So, yeah, yard. What's another one? Oh yeah, one I'll always use if there's nothing interesting about their yard or their house, and there's nothing particularly interesting about them when they come out. They're just normal. They're just boring. I'll say like, and they got some shade for me. I'll be like, hey, thank you so much for the shade. I've been slow cooking out here. I'm like a beef brisket out here. Alright, people like that. That's a good little joke you can use anyway.
But you can
Something else
oftentimes.
that can be disarming, and I think like Cooper's such like a character and a personality. He's not like the other people that showed up to the doorstep, right? Like you can like Brady's shtick is being super calm,
Yeah.
and like that's different than the other people. It doesn't have to be a certain thing. It's just something that snaps him out of.
Yes.
Like, you can be so like sometimes I'm so corny, I'm like a damn goop, and then like
Yeah.
I know in their head they're like, what the hell's wrong with this kid? And I got them to listen to me.
Yes.
That's my overall objective. Or
Yeah.
goal.
And that's the thing, guys, is sometimes like some people have these great one-liners and you're like, oh, I'm gonna start using that, and then you use it and it like completely falls flat, and it's because like only Dan can deliver that line, or only Nate can do that, or only Mike. Or maybe there's a way in your own personality you can deliver it, or there's your own stuff you can do. So it's, yeah, you can't just copy and paste, but like apply this type of wackiness and humor and just like find stuff that works for you. So that's, yeah. And then just a couple other general notes. Delivery, yeah. Delivery is important. Guys, smile and head nodding is really important for getting people, you'll get them on your side. Like, how's your day going? You having a good day, Colin?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you're nodding too, right? And so, that breaks people down. If you can get them laughing, guys, if you can get them laughing, that is so money. Like, it's so hard to shut the door on someone that's like making you laugh, right? Like, if you're laughing, if they're laughing, yeah. Some don'ts. So some don'ts, some stuff not to do. I touched on it a bit before. Guys, be aware of sales voice and sales vocab. Guys, when I went to the CBD store the other day to like check it out for the first time, because I was interested. Just CBD. No THC. Just CBD, no THC. Just CBD, no
Drug
THC.
test, immediate lie.
Not that kind. Cooper. No. It's like, it just relaxes. It's not weed, dude. Guys, the sales.
That's what we call
sales-
bringing up an objection.
Huh?
That's what we call bringing
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah.
You can change his name to
Guys-
Pothead.
Guys, the sales lady at the Green Jean, she was like the most annoying. She was like the most annoying salesperson. I bought it in spite of her, not because of her. She would not shut up. She was
Nathan
just,
Sawyer.
huh?
That's like Nathan Sawyer.
No, like that's insulting to Nathan, because like this woman was just like relaying off information at me, and I thought, holy crap, like we do the same exact thing on the doors. We're just we're just talking at people. And it's really annoying, dude. She wouldn't shut up. I just wanted to have a conversation with her. She's like reading out like fact sheets that she's memorized, like a script. And we're like, that's dumb. We do that too. And so, and she had that annoying voice too, that sales voice. It's like a tone. It's like as soon as you hear it, like on a recording or something of yourself, you'll be like, yeah, why do I sound like that? It's like this annoying kind of like artificial voice. It doesn't sound like me. So just be aware that you're not using sales voice. Like a lot of us probably think we're not doing it, but I catch myself doing it all the time. I'm like, why am I talking like this? I sound like an a-hole. And then vocab, sales vocab, it's like there's some words that sound innocuous like system or security or ADT. Depending on how you use them, they'll trigger that sales resistance where they start like freaking out. And so there's certain words I just try to avoid like that. So just be aware of that. Like even advertising can be a tricky one because that's what we're doing. But there's, huh? Yeah, even advertising can be like a trigger word.
Free.
Free, yes, guys, avoid free like the plague. That is such a sales vocab word. It really like just sketches people out. And so just finding alternative words or phrases that mean the same exact thing, just use that instead.
Even like stuff like, you say like, oh, let's set up an appointment. And, you can cancel an appointment, but like you say, hey, I'm just going to pop by as it starts to get dark. You can't cancel a pop by.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, when I'm wrapping up tonight, when the hubby's around, I can just pop back by and make you guys my last house. It's like, oh yeah, I will make an appointment for 9. It's like, well, you can cancel an appointment. Like if you just swing back by, it's no pressure. So
yeah.
Another one, Coops, like if people open the door, like you can kind of disrupt them by going, oh my goodness, and like you look at them like right in the eyes, and like my wife would like that, or my mom loves that style of pottery, or like, and you kind of alarm them like, oh wow, and like you look at them and like, whoa, what's going on? And like that ring you have is super cool. Is that like an opal or onyx or what is that? That's awesome. And like on their person too. That's a really great one. Like, oh, you have glasses? I missed mine. I just had a laser beam shot in my eyes, and that's stupid. The grass is always greener. Like,
as soon as they come to the door, Nate is redirecting their attention from saying not interested to anything else that's going to get them talking, and then they forget that they're not interested. So just on general rapport building, so we've done icebreaker, right? Now we're not in immediate danger of them like slamming the door on us, and so now we're talking to them. And by the way, throughout this whole process, name drop neighbors, be doing that as well, and we're doing the pitch, so we're kind of weaving in and out. We're making it natural. In terms of like just building general rapport, like I'm just talking to them, like I'll try to do this both on the doorstep and then eventually inside the house as well when I transition inside. I'm talking about their job. I'm taking a genuine interest in what they do, and I'm asking them questions about it. And a lot of people, their jobs are more interesting than you think if you just ask them a couple of questions like, hey, that's really, like, hey Colin, what do you do for work, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm a plunger.
A plunger?
You're a plunger?
What do you do?
Professional plunger.
Like for toilet?
Is
that's like
interesting, right?
Yeah, it's so interesting.
Yeah. I love my job.
Yeah.
Dude, like Cooper's customers freaking love him, bro. Like my rookie year, when we'd go pick up Cooper, he'd be like 9:30, and he looked like he'd come out from the fair. And he'd have like, I kid you not, he'd come out with 2 bags, like 2 cooked dinners sometimes. I remember the night when he was eating a cooked dinner, got a cooked dinner, and came home with a bag of snacks.
Yeah.
And like, if you take genuine interest in people, like they'll lower their guard.
Yeah.
They'll love on you. They'll be great referrals. They'll be sticky.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I do well with nerds because if you get a nerd talking about their hobbies or their interests, guys, they will love you. It's like, yeah, I've been totally working on developing my software. And like, if you just get them talking about that, or like if it's even like, bikes, dirt bikes. Talk about dirt bikes. I don't know anything about dirt bikes, but Mike does. He's tough. Dirt bikes. He sells people that, have Hondas and stuff. Honda stuff. And then I honestly go pretty deep with a lot of people. Like I'll talk about politics, religion, worldview, my values, my family, my ambitions. I mentioned I'm from Australia, tell them my story in like a short version, they love it. But you guys have interesting stories too, like Lamont, Mikey, like all of you have interesting things about you. and you have family, and you have stories, and you have ambitions. And if you're going back and forth sharing that stuff with someone, they're not thinking of you as this annoying salesman wearing the dorky ADT hat. You're their friend, and they're gonna buy off someone they like and they trust. And so yeah,